Welcome to the Titans Fanatic. I'm Nick. In this video, we're going to talk about, has Derrick Henry really lost a step? Then we're going to do a quick mock draft. After that, we'll talk about this weekend's Colts versus the Titans game.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me.
Touchdown! Titan! Alright, so has Derrick Henry really lost a step? I think if anybody's watched any games of his over his entire career, you could probably say, or I would probably say, that he's probably lost some acceleration. Maybe from the time he's got hurt back in 2001 to currently, where he used to take maybe 2 or 3 steps to get going. Maybe it takes him maybe full 4 or 5 steps, which is a big deal whenever you have the offensive lineman or letting defensive linemen run right into the backfield and stop him, or try to stop him 3 or 4, 5, 6 yards in the backfield. So Derrick Henry's always been a guy that has needed to get the tires moving, get going, and things like that. But I think the biggest thing is not so much his top end speed. I think his biggest thing is that he's not getting to get moving. I think that the offensive linemen are worse, and I don't know how much proof it is. It's basically just some statistics I put together, but I want to dive into this little slideshow that I have, and let's look at see what I'm talking about. Okay, so I got together all his stats, and I've tried to make a really cool graphic here. They're really kind of hard to see, but I really want to take a snapshot at about 4 or 5 years, where I can really show kind of the difference. So if you want to look at his stats, or look them up, you can probably do that a little bit better, a little more clear in another way. But I want to, if you look at 2017 compared to this year, they're almost identical except for the amount of carries per game. I mean, he has the same amount of attempts. For that year, he had 176. This year, so far, he's had 176, almost the exact same yardage, almost the exact same touchdowns. Of course, in 2017, he was up and coming. He was just starting to get to become more of the premier back for the team. And now people are saying now that he's almost at that magical 30 number. He's about to fall off. And I don't think that it's so much that Henry's fallen off. I think if you notice, I tried to find the best information I could, without paying any money. Sorry, I'll be poor, so I'll do it the best I can. But all the information I could find was, according to the PFF, in 2017, we had the 5th best line. Now, I think that always we had a little bit better rushing lines than maybe we had pass protected lines, pass pro lines. I think that I think even whenever you go to like the 2,000 yard, they have us at like the 15th best line. I think we were a better running line, obviously, because we have a 2,000 yard runner, but Derrick Henry's in his prime right then. But I think we were better than 15th as a running line. Maybe the pass pro line statistically probably were, about middle of the pack. But you can also see the amount of carries he's getting. Like this year, he's getting 16 carries a game. Sharp's getting Spears. I'm sorry, Spears is taking some of his carries away from him, and that's good. I think that will help with Henry's longevity. But I think that if you look at that, I mean, like in his 2,000 yard year, he was getting almost 24 carries a game. In 2022, which was last year, he was getting almost 22 carries a game. This year, he's only getting 16. With like, you could argue the worst line in the NFL. Like, he has 40. Like, if you look, I put down here for his injury year, which he was on pace for what we thought may have been another 2,000 yard year. I mean, at that time, he had 219 attempts in 8 games. He's played right now, he's played 11 games. What are we into? 10, 11 games? And he has 176. And so he has 40 less somewhere in there. Math, whatever. And so, like, to me, I mean, he's averaging in 2021 27 carries a game. 27 carries a game. That's 11 more carries. He's averaging 11 more carries, which was the same amount of carries he was averaging in 2017 and this year, in that year. So, like, and he only had 937 yards. I'm not saying that's nothing in 8 games, but I'm just saying, I don't think he's as far off as people say that he is. I think the lines are way off. Like, the offensive line is terrible. Like, terrible. Like, when I watch the games, yes, he has lost some acceleration. He needs probably, like I said, anywhere from 3 to 5 steps to get himself going, where he used to need 2 or 3 to get to full speed. For a man his size, that's incredible, even 3 or 4. But now guys are meeting him in the backfield, like, quick. Like, it's like a revolving door of, like, come on through, tackle Derrick Henry in the backfield, like, type of situation. So I don't think it's Derrick Henry as much, even though everybody seems to think you hit 30 and, like, you just fall off. I think if he was playing on a team, like, I don't know, think of a team that has good, like, I don't want to say Eagles because people be like, oh my God, we're going to give him to the Eagles like everybody else, Tennessee Titans North. But, like, think of a team that has a great offensive line, and he was getting 200 carries this season. He'd probably be at 1,000 already, maybe 10 touchdowns. I don't think it's him. I think it's the line. So that's just my opinion on it. I don't think it's the king. I think he's still pretty close to himself. I think he probably has 2 or 3 more years in him, gas in the tank, tread on the tires. But I don't think that it's necessarily going to help if he's here and we don't get the line together. Like, he will not have what he could have, statistically, if we don't get a better line for him. So that's this is a little bit of research I did for what I thought about, Derrick Henry, and how people are saying he's not who he used to be. And I just feel like that's a little bit unfair to him when he's not playing around the same caliber of people he was playing around before. So next we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at, we're going to do a real quick mock draft. And I'm going to tell you the importance of why I think we need an offensive lineman, other than the fact to help Derrick Henry if he's here next year. It also helped Will Levis stand up straight and quit getting hit, like, with these defensive ends full steam ahead and just running him over. We're just going to have to get a left tackle real quick in the draft. So let's go ahead and look at that. All right, so I don't really have a preference. I mean, I guess I do kind of like this site particularly a little more than some of the others. I don't know. PFS got to where you have to, like, pay for just to get the grades and stuff, which I think is silly. I mean, it's a mock draft simulator. I mean, come on now. But either or, I'll get off my soapbox. But I like this one. It's pretty cool. You can do all 7. You can do it fast or whatever. So, but, like, right now they got us at 10th, which is going to be a major thing because I'll go ahead and talk about it right now. If we're at 10th, which I think in real life, this scenario where it's got Joe Alt falling to us at 10th is never going to happen. Never, ever in a billion years. But being it is on here, and I hate all these pop-ups, man. I ain't taking any of these things, and I'm taking Joe Alt. I don't care. You can get a wide receiver in the second round, and my thing is, you have to get a left tackle. Peter Skoronski's playing pretty good, I think, guys. We got to get another center. I think the Brunskill, I think he's serviceable. I think he can do all right at right guard. We need a good right tackle. We need a great left tackle. Skoronski's doing good. We need a new center. I mean, I don't even hate Duncan and Radens. I mean, I wouldn't even mind keeping them as serviceable backups. I don't think they're good enough to be starters, though. I got 2 offers here. Not going to take either one of them. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, this guy right here, a lot of people, Xavier Leggett, a lot of people I'm not a draft expert. I look at guys and I look at our team needs and I just look at guys' film, what I can see of it. And I just say, does that look like that would work? I don't know all the plays. I don't know all the calls. But he reminds me of a taller, like if you had A.J. Brown, and I know people are going to be, I don't want to hear about A.J. Brown. But if you had A.J. Brown and Deebo Samuel, and you put him in a halter top, and you put him on a football field at 6'3" in a just a big, huge specimen, that's Xavier Leggett. And that's my boy. That's what I'm going with. Because we can get a top flight number 1. And all the wide receivers that are going to be free and open for, they're not all going to be available. Some of them are get franchised. Some of them will stay. But there's going to be a lot more, in my opinion, available wide receivers next year in free agency than there will be quality offensive linemen. So, to me, whatever, let's do it. Nah, let's not do it. So what we want to do here, guys, I think this is between the cornerback, because we need some good cornerback play. Because right now, cornerback's pretty sketchy in my book. And JPJ, the center in Oregon. Now, I want to say that the cornerback would be more important, but I haven't done enough research on the free agency. I feel like somebody would come up in free agency and I feel like an offensive center might play a little better as a rookie than maybe. I feel like more rookie cornerbacks get burnt. Like, you don't have a lot of them that like just come out and lock down the outside. It might take a year or two. So I'd rather secure the offensive line first. Let's see what happens here. If we get any. I know we probably need. I'm a little bit between. We need a tight end. Because my opinion is, Cheek's got to go back to being like, not the number 1. I don't know a lot about this Benjamin Eurosek. If I butcher these guys' names, I'm sorry. I can't read. I got a college education, but I mean, if it wasn't for certain things, I would have been screwed. But I want to say that like, reading's not my strong suit. But I want to say we need some safety help, because letting Kevin Byard go, I think we let him go, and I think he still had some good years left to him. So just even getting some good quality depth would be a good thing. Let's see who. I don't know much about these guys. Let's see here. I don't know. Getting maybe a good. I don't know if I don't really know what's going on with the run game. I don't know if we need like a better. Well, they don't have the. I don't know. It's like a big body. I know Tart. I think he's been hurt a little bit this year or something. He had a pretty good game last game. But let's see here. Let's go ahead and get, because usually we just get these like 7th round free agent guys. Let's actually put a little bit of stock value, a little bit of draft value into a real defensive tackle. I'm here in Kentucky. So I get to occasionally watch Kentucky games. I kind of like this Ray Davis guy he might be a number 3 running back, but I think he could be a short yardage guy, maybe special teams guy. At this point in the draft, I mean, were we in 7th round? I mean, we're taking shots, man. We're taking shots. I mean, it's pretty good value. I mean, we're getting, 17, 20 picks. Okay. So here, somehow we landed, I think we got about 3 or 4 players that could probably come in and legitimately, maybe 5 players that come in and legitimately help right away. And then we got some depth guys. Some guys that would maybe be practice squatters, maybe special teamers, maybe developmental guys. Hey, that's what the draft is. So, in the next part, let's go ahead and look at this weekend's game between the Titans and the Colts. Okay, so overall, I think the big news that came out today was that Jonathan Taylor wasn't going to play in the game. So I guess we get to look at more Zach Moss, who I think put up was like a $165 or something in the last game against us. I mean, somehow at the beginning of the year we were making guys, and I don't think Zach Moss is he's not a bad running back. I mean, he's not Jonathan Taylor, but he's pretty decent, and I think that Indianapolis has always been a pretty strong running team. I mean, I just think that at the beginning of the year, Titans were making guys, and this is no disrespect to Zach Moss because I think he's pretty good, but I think they were even making some guys who look even better than what they should have. Not talking about him, but other people. So maybe the last game they looked like they being the defense, Tennessee Titans defense, looked like it came back to life a little bit. Now, granted, we were playing Carolina, the worst team in the league, so that doesn't really say a whole lot. But you never know. It could have been a wake-up call. Coach Mike Vrabel could have got them to finally, realize their potential. I mean, I know Gardner Minshew's coming in. I think I always feel like Gardner Minshew, for some reason, plays Tennessee really well. I went back and looked at some of the stats. He really only had one game that was amazing, like Gardner Minshew mania statistical wise. But it feels like he still somehow makes himself look better than he should when he plays Tennessee. I'm not saying he's bad. I think he's actually a pretty decent backup. I think he's almost a high-end-ish backup in this league. But overall, I always felt like every time they said, I was like, well, he's going to come in and make Tennessee will figure out how to make him look like a Hall of Famer, even though it only really happened once. But it felt like every time he played us, he was burning us. I was like, when I was looking through the stats, I was like, are these right? But yeah, overall, I mean, hopefully we can get to him like we got to Young last week. Hopefully the pass rush is still there. This is a much better offensive line overall. I think for some reason, I just have this gut feeling, and I don't know what it is, but I feel like even though the Titans are probably the underdog, even though we're playing at home and we just can't seem to lose at home for some reason, but that the Tennessee will find a way to win, even though I just talked about the importance of how Joe Alt or some of those good offensive tackles are not going to fall that far in the draft. We're going to figure out a way to win 1 or 2 more because that's what Tennessee does. We figure out how to successfully mess up our future, for the sake of nothing. I don't understand it, and I've been a Titans fan since the beginning. But every time, I feel like there's a chance that we might, totally redeem ourselves and, fall on our face like we should and learn a lesson, dust ourselves off, and then be what we're supposed to be, and then rebuild we somehow managed to win with the worst amount of injuries ever and make the playoffs for no reason. Or we, back ourselves into the playoffs where Tannehill decides he's going to only throw for like 200 yards in 2 games or something like that. And then it really doesn't matter for anything. I mean, it's just stuff like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Those were fun times. We were winning, things like that. But in the end, it was like fool's gold almost. It seemed like a little bit. Sometimes it's like you have to go through the entire process of rebuilding. You can't halfway do it and expect to fully rebuild. I know it sounds kind of silly, but you got to let the process fully take over. And I know that Mike Vrabel doesn't seem like the type of guy who wants to ever, and I don't think any of these guys want to ever just go, well, whatever. We're just going to, lose out, and hopefully we get the best offensive tackle that might do the best job. And I get that. But for the overall betterment of the team, sometimes that is better. But these guys are professional. They're grown. They want to win. They want to do the best they can. They want to put good film on, put good work on film in order to get a job or stay here, whatever. I get that. But I'm just saying, overall, sometimes to get the best building blocks, you have to lose to help you further down the road. And I just feel like the Titans are going to win this week, and they might win one more, and that'll going to put them at like somewhere between 9 and 12 in the draft. Unless we maneuver, pick up a wide receiver in the draft, and then pick up some less quality linemen later in the draft, we're going to miss out on a great, well, potentially, let me rephrase that, potentially great tackle being in the top 5 or 6 or something, where we originally could have been. But that's just my 2 cents, because that's about all I got. But thank you guys for watching, and I appreciate it. And, I got to give you my score. I think that the Titans will somehow pull this one out 23-14. That's my prediction. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, sub, all that other YouTube-y stuff if you want. Thanks and peace.